Ecstatic, ecstatic, meaning overwhelmingly happy, overwhelmingly happy. She was ecstatic when she received the job offer. She was ecstatic when she received the job offer. Melancholy, melancholy, meaning a deep, persistent sadness. A deep, persistent sadness. The old house filled her with a sense of melancholy. The old house filled her with a sense of melancholy. Apprehensive, apprehensive, meaning anxious or fearful about the future. Anxious or fearful about the future. He felt apprehensive about starting his new job. He felt apprehensive about starting his new job. Elated, elated, meaning extremely happy and excited. Extremely happy and excited. She was elated to hear the good news. She was elated to hear the good news. Disillusioned, disillusioned, meaning disappointed by something previously admired or believed. Disappointed by something previously admired or believed. He felt disillusioned with the political system. He felt disillusioned with the political system. Jubilant, jubilant, meaning feeling or expressing great happiness and triumph. Feeling or expressing great happiness and triumph. The team was jubilant after winning the championship. The team was jubilant after winning the championship. Anxious, anxious, meaning worried or uneasy about something. Worried or uneasy about something. She felt anxious before the big presentation. She felt anxious before the big presentation. Envious, envious, meaning feeling of discontented or resentful longing for someone else's possessions or qualities. Feeling of discontented or resentful longing for someone else's possessions or qualities. He was envious of his friend's success. He was envious of his friend's success. Content, content, meaning in a state of peaceful happiness. In a state of peaceful happiness. She felt content with her simple lifestyle. She felt content with her simple lifestyle. Apathetic, apathetic, meaning showing or feeling no interest, enthusiasm or concern. Showing or feeling no interest, enthusiasm or concern. He was apathetic about the upcoming election. He was apathetic about the upcoming election. Overwhelmed, overwhelmed, meaning feeling overpowered by emotions or situations. Feeling overpowered by emotions or situations. She felt overwhelmed by the amount of work on her desk. She felt overwhelmed by the amount of work on her desk. Pensive, pensive, meaning engaged in deep or serious thought. Engaged in deep or serious thought. He sat in a pensive mood, reflecting on his life. He sat in a pensive mood, reflecting on his life. Exasperated, exasperated, meaning intensely irritated and frustrated. Intensely irritated and frustrated. She was exasperated by her brother's constant interruptions. She was exasperated by her brother's constant interruptions. Nostalgic, nostalgic, meaning longing for the past, often with a sense of sadness. Longing for the past, often with a sense of sadness. Looking through old photos made her feel nostalgic. Looking through old photos made her feel nostalgic. Resentful, resentful, meaning feeling bitterness or indignation at having been treated unfairly. Feeling bitterness or indignation at having been treated unfairly. He was resentful of the favoritism shown by his boss. He was resentful of the favoritism shown by his boss. Astonished, astonished, meaning greatly surprised or impressed, amazed. Greatly surprised or impressed, amazed. She was astonished by the unexpected gift. She was astonished by the unexpected gift. Frustrated, frustrated, meaning feeling or expressing distress and annoyance, especially because of an inability to change or achieve something. Feeling or expressing distress and annoyance, especially because of an inability to change or achieve something. She was frustrated by the lack of progress. She was frustrated by the lack of progress. Hopeful, hopeful, meaning feeling or inspiring optimism about a future event. Feeling or inspiring optimism about a future event. He remained hopeful that things would improve. He remained hopeful that things would improve. Conflicted, conflicted, meaning having or showing feelings that are contradictory. Having or showing feelings that are contradictory. She felt conflicted about moving to a new city. She felt conflicted about moving to a new city. Relieved, relieved, meaning feeling reassurance and relaxation after a period of anxiety. Feeling reassurance and relaxation after a period of anxiety. He was relieved when he found his lost wallet. He was relieved when he found his lost wallet. Insecure, insecure, meaning lacking confidence or assurance, self-doubtful. Lacking confidence or assurance, self-doubtful. She felt insecure about her abilities at work. She felt insecure about her abilities at work. Grateful, grateful, meaning feeling or showing thanks or appreciation. Feeling or showing thanks or appreciation. She was grateful for the help she received from her friends. She was grateful for the help she received from her friends. Bewildered, bewildered, meaning completely puzzled or confused. Completely puzzled or confused. He was bewildered by the complex instructions. He was bewildered by the complex instructions. Affectionate, affectionate, meaning showing love and tenderness, showing love and tenderness. She gave him an affectionate hug. She gave him an affectionate hug. Impatient, impatient, meaning having or showing a tendency to be quickly irritated or provoked. Having or showing a tendency to be quickly irritated or provoked. He grew impatient waiting in the long line. He grew impatient waiting in the long line. Guilty, guilty, meaning feeling responsible for a specified wrongdoing. Feeling responsible for a specified wrongdoing. She felt guilty about forgetting her friend's birthday. She felt guilty about forgetting her friend's birthday. Resigned, resigned, meaning accepting something unpleasant that one cannot do anything about. Accepting something unpleasant that one cannot do anything about. He was resigned to the fact that he would have to work late. He was resigned to the fact that he would have to work late. Exhilarated, exhilarated, meaning feeling very happy, animated or elated. Feeling very happy, animated or elated. She felt exhilarated after finishing the marathon. She felt exhilarated after finishing the marathon. Distraught, distraught, meaning deeply upset and agitated. Deeply upset and agitated. She was distraught after hearing the bad news. She was distraught after hearing the bad news. Sympathetic, sympathetic, meaning feeling, showing or expressing sympathy. Feeling, showing or expressing sympathy. He was sympathetic to her struggles. He was sympathetic to her struggles. Dismayed, dismayed, meaning feeling distressed or upset by something unexpected. Feeling distressed or upset by something unexpected. She was dismayed by the sudden cancellation of the event. She was dismayed by the sudden cancellation of the event. Admiring, admiring, meaning showing respect and warm approval. Showing respect and warm approval. He looked at her with an admiring gaze. He looked at her with an admiring gaze. Embarrassed, embarrassed, meaning feeling awkward, self-conscious or ashamed. Feeling awkward, self-conscious or ashamed. She felt embarrassed after tripping in front of the crowd. She felt embarrassed after tripping in front of the crowd. Indifferent, indifferent, meaning having no particular interest or sympathy, unconcerned. Having no particular interest or sympathy, unconcerned. He was indifferent to the outcome of the game. He was indifferent to the outcome of the game. Optimistic, optimistic, meaning hopeful and confident about the future. Hopeful and confident about the future. She was optimistic about her chances of getting the job. She was optimistic about her chances of getting the job. Humbled, humbled, meaning feeling a modest or low estimate of one's importance. Feeling a modest or low estimate of one's importance. He was humbled by the outpouring of support from his friends. He was humbled by the outpouring of support from his friends. Curious, curious, meaning eager to know or learn something. Eager to know or learn something. She was curious about the new neighbours who just moved in. She was curious about the new neighbours who just moved in. Disheartened, disheartened, meaning having lost determination or confidence, discouraged. Having lost determination or confidence, discouraged. He felt disheartened after receiving multiple rejections. He felt disheartened after receiving multiple rejections. Vulnerable, vulnerable, meaning susceptible to physical or emotional harm. Susceptible to physical or emotional harm. She felt vulnerable after sharing her secret with him. She felt vulnerable after sharing her secret with him. Eager, eager, meaning wanting to do or have something very much. Wanting to do or have something very much. He was eager to start his new job. He was eager to start his new job. Bitter, bitter, meaning having or showing a strong resentment or disappointment. Having or showing a strong resentment or disappointment. He felt bitter about the unfair treatment he received. He felt bitter about the unfair treatment he received. Skeptical, skeptical, meaning not easily convinced, having doubts or reservations. Not easily convinced, having doubts or reservations. She was skeptical about the claims made in the advertisement. She was skeptical about the claims made in the advertisement. Cheerful, cheerful, meaning noticeably happy and optimistic. Noticeably happy and optimistic. He was always cheerful, even on rainy days. He was always cheerful, even on rainy days. Dejected, dejected, meaning sad and depressed, dispirited. Sad and depressed, dispirited. She felt dejected after failing the exam. She felt dejected after failing the exam. Ashamed, ashamed, meaning embarrassed or guilty because of one's actions, characteristics, or associations. Embarrassed or guilty because of one's actions, characteristics, or associations. He was ashamed of his behaviour at the party. He was ashamed of his behaviour at the party. Inspired, inspired, meaning filled with the urge or ability to do something, especially something creative. Filled with the urge or ability to do something, especially something creative. She felt inspired after attending the motivational seminar. She felt inspired after attending the motivational seminar. Regretful, regretful, meaning feeling or showing regret, feeling or showing regret. He was regretful for not attending the wedding. He was regretful for not attending the wedding. Proud, proud, meaning feeling deep pleasure or satisfaction as a result of one's own achievements, qualities or possessions. Feeling deep pleasure or satisfaction as a result of one's own achievements, qualities or possessions. She was proud of her daughter for graduating with honours. She was proud of her daughter for graduating with honours. Perplexed, perplexed, meaning completely baffled, very puzzled. Completely baffled, very puzzled. She was perplexed by the confusing instructions. She was perplexed by the confusing instructions. Yearning, yearning, meaning a feeling of intense longing for something. A feeling of intense longing for something. She felt a yearning to return to her childhood home. She felt a yearning to return to her childhood home. Infuriated, infuriated, meaning extremely angry, extremely angry. He was infuriated by the rude comment. He was infuriated by the rude comment. Confident, confident, meaning feeling or showing confidence in oneself, self-assured. Feeling or showing confidence in oneself, self-assured. She felt confident going into the interview. She felt confident going into the interview. Amazed, amazed, meaning greatly surprised or impressed. Greatly surprised or impressed. He was amazed by the magician's performance. He was amazed by the magician's performance. Isolated, isolated, meaning feeling alone or apart from others. Feeling alone or apart from others. She felt isolated after moving to a new city. She felt isolated after moving to a new city. Sorrowful, sorrowful, meaning feeling or showing deep distress, sadness or regret. Feeling or showing deep distress, sadness or regret. The news of his passing left her feeling sorrowful. The news of his passing left her feeling sorrowful. Startled, startled, meaning surprised and slightly frightened. Surprised and slightly frightened. She was startled by the sudden loud noise. She was startled by the sudden loud noise. Reluctant, reluctant, meaning unwilling and hesitant. Unwilling and hesitant. He was reluctant to take on the additional responsibilities. He was reluctant to take on the additional responsibilities. Rejuvenated, rejuvenated, meaning feeling fresher, younger or more lively. Feeling fresher, younger, or more lively. After a long holiday, she felt rejuvenated and ready to return to work. After a long holiday, she felt rejuvenated and ready to return to work. Lonely, lonely, meaning sad because one has no friends or company. Sad because one has no friends or company. He felt lonely after all his friends moved away. He felt lonely after all his friends moved away. Vindicated, vindicated, meaning clear of blame or suspicion, justified. Clear of blame or suspicion, justified. She felt vindicated when the truth came out. She felt vindicated when the truth came out.